So with this one, I just wanted to show you what truth is like. Getting further understanding of this whole thing about truth and lies. In the field, we have, just say this is an aspect. Again, diagrams can be helpful. So let's just say this is an aspect here who's engaging in the inward work and who's minding their own affairs, and they're walking around. They're walking around and they're going about the human experience. And then there's lies happening around this truth, okay? So there's lies happening with the provocation, persecution regardless of whether this aspect has said anything. You might not know the aspects who are provoking and persecuting because it's spiritual, it's based on the unseen spiritual realm. Whatever is happening there, and especially when their heart posture is inflated and they're spiritually, they're tapping into what's happening around them. Okay, spiritually, and that's the entangling of the weeds to the wheat. So when you move somewhere, so this is happening spiritually, you move somewhere, drive somewhere, end up somewhere, you'll find that aspects come around you. They want to see what you're up to. They got the mix and play of meddling, narcissism, an energy vampire, trying to siphon your energy. They know you have clean, great energy. So you're here, you're trying your best just to go about the human experience, and in comes the lies. So the truth standing here, truth doesn't need to say anything either. Lies come in and try to mess with you, mess with your day. If you have a path and purpose, a calling, mission, anything. Spiritual narcissism is where they're getting quite obsessed with you here, and if they have not dipped in the bud those boundaries in a spiritual sense as well, it's maybe tapping into what you've got going on prior to you knowing about it and wanting to sabotage you before you get to whatever. So understand that this is happening based on spiritual realm, so spiritual gifts. You might be able to see things, another might be able to see things before you can. This is what's happening regarding it. It's coming in and out. In a micro, thus macro sense, it's aspects. In a macro sense, it's aspects coming in, minding your own affairs for you, trying to control all the things we had listed. And in the micro sense, it's the heart. So the coming in and out there, okay? So just know that its extensions and the extent and the extreme extent is this operating out of the unclean lens, and everything has stems into the hostility. Okay? You might be in humility walking around, and then there's hostility happening around you. This is quite common. And I want you to not take this lightly either when this says that this is happening. Okay? The hostility. Because there's a severity. There's a severity in it. And it's one of the reasons why you should remain firm in your faith. One of the reasons why you should walk around and you have your combat format. You have all the things that this soul has given you and everything that you might have picked up from another whom you resonate with. Again, we take what resonates and leave the rest. We take what resonates and leave the rest. So that you have the clarity about going about the day. Sometimes it's just the day, isn't it? It's just the day. It's getting through the day, because situation to scripture, sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof, isn't it? So eventually what is going to happen is this truth, just the truth. A lot more of this clean truth standing here, not being choked out by the weeds, because you should be untangling from the weeds. You should be coming out from people, places, and things that are not serving you. Okay, you are absolutely encouraged to come out of secular society and all of these things that we said. Do not take this lightly. Okay, do not take this lightly. The biggest spiritual growth happens when you leave. It's when you leave. It's when you leave the day ones, usually. If you don't leave a day one, how will you know what God may have for you one day? Okay, so eventually the truth is going to stand here and it's going to be clean, bright, or it should be. Because you know that you need wide upkeep, you know that you want to stay clean and have spiritual hygiene. We need more of us standing here. We need more of us speaking here. Okay? That's why I said the younger gens have this potential here. The younger gens have this potential here. And why? Because the younger gens are less, they're like, they haven't been damaged as much by the field. They haven't been traumatized by the field yet. Yeah, there are other things to look into, which is the social media, which I highly recommend that you come out of. Start coming out from anything to do with those three things, okay, including sexual energy. Start making a start, because the less damaged, the less traumatized, the more able to have a clear channel, okay, is where you can start with the truth, remaining as the truth. And not swaying, not being swayed, right, by the lies. Don't be taken by the lies, because the lies can pull us out. And you can feel pulled in all different directions as unequally yoked. Okay, that's what that is. You run off with a lie. Okay, consciousness has a way of wandering. So you run off with so many things to be distracted by. So you run off with a lie, you run off with that distraction, and you find that you're going further and further away. You're being led astray. Mm-hmm. You're being led astray. So that's what that is. Remain with the truth. Mm-hmm. It might look like this as well. You've got your battle scars. Battle scars, but they're not in vain. They're not in vain. You're using that to turn pain into purpose. As you turn pain into purpose, as you keep the channel clear,